I recently got my hands on a Sandbox key thanks to NoClick. Now after spending a few hours with it, I thought I should confirm right off the bat. This is not Garry's Mod 2. Now, it was kind of obvious from before, but hear me out. I think what the people at Facepunch are trying to do is much more ambitious than the original Gmod. Sure, right now it might not look like much, but you can see potential for great things in this game. Keep in mind that this is a developer preview, meaning the game in its current state is under heavy development and is only intended for developers to make their own game modes for it. Right off the menu, you'll see a plethora of different game modes. Some that caught my eye was Trouble in Terrorist Town, Team Fortress 2 Source 2, and Half-Life Source 2. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of content already being made for the game. There's game modes like golf and surfing and some top-down 2.5 type games and so on. There's also a server browser that shows a list of game modes, their servers, the map, the number of players. You can join any one of these and just start playing it. Then there's the avatar section, and hold on. Beans? There's beans in this game! So yeah, in the avatar section you can customize your player model with all sorts of different styles and hairstyles and clothing and all that. This bean design maybe is a little off cause I just want a normal human being as a player model and I'm not entirely sure what the deal with these beans are. The quote-unquote flagship game mode, Sandbox, lets you choose from many different maps, and here you can see I loaded into 2 maps that Facepunch themselves made, and of course I could not stop myself from loading into this beta terminal map that Toast the Fox ported. Now the Sandbox game mode itself feels a little barren, with not a whole lot of tools, models, NPCs, weapons or entities, but let me remind you again, and myself, that this is a developer preview and I don't think the final release will be like this. In the maps you can fly around, spawn things, shoot things, and drown a dog if you're feeling a little sad. Goodbye, doggy. The thing with Sandbox as a game is that you need to think of it like a shell or a wrapper. A Sandbox is like this hub that lets you load into many different types of game modes, or as I like to think of them, sub-games. These sub-games differ from each other. Some are shooters, some are platformers, some are classics like TTT. The closest example I can give you is that it's like Roblox, but the whole thing is running on the Source 2 engine. Speaking of the Source 2 engine, my mid-range PC was able to run the game, but unfortunately in front of large bodies of pools with reflections or where there were visual effects, the game started to lag. But my friend Skyclad's high-end PC also had a bit of stutter, so I'm guessing it's just an optimization issue that'll be fixed later. I do want to mention that when I played the Aperture desktop tech demo, it ran buttery smooth, so Source 2 can be optimized to all hell and can run on even weak PCs, or at least I hope it can. One of the things that irritated me was the speed of the servers in the game. When you click on a game mode, the game downloads it. Then when you select a map in the game mode, the game downloads it. For example, I loaded into Sandbox, I loaded a map, and then spawned a model. The game had to download the game mode first, the map then, and then the model that I spawned. I'm fine with the first two, but not being able to immediately see what I spawned is just weird. I rather have all my add-ons and mods loaded in before I load into the map. Here's some footage of the Team Fortress 2 Source 2 game. It's under heavy development, but so far I really liked the visuals of it. Sure, the textures and geometry is the same, but the lighting and shadows are much better looking now thanks to the new engine. I was mostly anticipating Half-Life Source 2, but this is what I saw. Then I quit out of the game. Sandbox can be revolutionary if they streamline the process of acquiring add-ons from the game's workshop. Right now, there is no workshop, you can only get the new things from within the game. And if they optimize it like how the original Garry's mod was, and if they can smoothen out the user experience by getting better servers or whatever the problem is, because I just hate it when I have to wait 10 to 20 minutes when I have to wait for a map to load, and then 6 to 7 seconds every time I spawn a model. I don't know if that's the problem of the servers or if that's a problem with me. I guess it's not me, it's you. One thing I mentioned in the Counter-Strike 2 video I made a while ago is that we desperately need a new flagship Half-Life title. because Gmod's whole foundation was Half-Life 2. Sure, Sandbox could have used Half-Life Alyx's assets, but I don't know why they didn't. Now, Gmod used Half-Life 2's assets, and look how amazing Gmod became later on. You can argue whatever you want, but I think having Half-Life 2 as a foundation for the original mod was the reason it took off in the first place. If Valve would release a new title in the coming years, preferably before Sandbox releases publicly, I really am sure that it'll make a hell of a difference. If not, then I would love to see Counter-Strike 2's assets, or hell, even Half-Life Alyx's assets being used as a foundation rather than beans. And that's pretty much it. If I find something cool on here, I'll cover that in a future video. If you have any Sandbox related suggestions, please feel free to drop them below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and a big thanks to these benefactors for supporting the channel: Roadkill, Quiltman, Announce98, Walter, Polly, Zick, Unusual, Taylor, Bako, Ryan W, NoClick, Geout, Fisher Grice, TTG, Lamdry, Hawkassault, Mistress Paban, Alien Grunt, Mark Jelen, A Normal Street Lamp, TRR Droid, and Bipolit. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.